Hey, what's up? As someone who's played Genshin for some time now and has left and come back way too many times, I've noticed that this game needs a lot of changes or updates in order for it to feel smoother, both in gameplay and the story. So today I'm going to be talking about some things that I would change or add into Genshin Impact. Now, disclaimer, these are just my opinions. If you love the game for how it is right now, that's great, go off, queen. And if you disagree or think something else should be changed or added, leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think. But before that, really quick, if you haven't already subscribed, consider doing so, and maybe like the video while you're at it. It's free and it helps me out a ton. The first thing I would add into Genshin is a skip button. Wow, I know, the most original thought I've ever had, but I really do want to reinforce the fact that Genshin really needs it at this point. When you look up how long the main story quest is in Genshin, it is 60 to 100 hours long. What? Dude. And some side quests are up to 3 hours long. Wild! That is wild. That is absurd. I personally haven't done many side quests because I don't want to sit there and spam my spacebar just to get like 30 to 60 primo gems. Oh, it's so dumb. And as someone who comes and goes from the game, it seems like more of a chore at this point if I ever want to do the Archon quest again, especially the one in Nodcry, because I'm still in Natlan. Specifically, I'm just meeting Molani's tribe. That is at the beginning of Natlan. So I have about 15 more hours, give or take, just to get through it. I don't have that kind of time. I don't. It feels overwhelming and also something that is going to hinder my gameplay experience because I don't want to spam through this quest. I just don't. I don't want to break 3 keyboards just so then I can maybe see what's going on in Nodcry. It's absurd. It's absurd. Another reason why they need to add the skip button is for players who don't really care about the story. Genshin isn't a story-based game. It's an open-world action role-playing game. So you are going to have many players who just joined for the game's exploration, people might have joined for the combat, or let's be so real here, the hot characters. Whatever the reason it may be, the option of the skip button should be there. The fact that Genshin has been out for 5 years and we still don't have a skip button, like, come on, Hoyo. Both of your other games have skip buttons. I think you can add it to Genshin. I think you can. The second thing that I'd like to change about Genshin is the crafting system. It's not that hard to do. It's not that hard to do. Like, Hoyo, it's so annoying to have to teleport to a city just to craft 3 things and then teleport back to where I was. Not to mention, I can't see what I need in the menu either. So I have to take a mental note of what I need. And sometimes when it's like 3 different materials, I'm gonna forget or over or under craft, and then I'm just wasting materials. It's tedious and it's annoying, and it's just such a simple fix. And if they don't want to add it to the menu, then maybe we get a gadget from, I don't know, Alice or Lisa or, you know, anyone in the past where they say, hey, here's this gadget now that you can craft on the go. Like, it's so easy. I just really think it's so dated that we have to teleport. The third thing I would like to add into Genshin is some type of overcap on the resin. Look, at this point, I'm just getting all the obvious stuff out of the way because, like, we just need it. We just need it at this point. For someone who comes back to Genshin on and off, it is the most frustrating thing to me that I'm not able to use a character that I just pulled because I get 2-shot in the overworld because I have to wait for my resin to come back so I can build them. And I don't have as much condensed resin saved up either because I don't naturally gain it through events, battle pass, I think quests give them. Overcapping on the resin is something that we've needed, honestly, since Sumeru, especially now that Genshin has over 100 characters in the game. We just need more resin. So the overcapping of resin is such a simple fix for people like me who come on and off, for new players, for older players that want to come back to the game. It is just a mandatory thing to have in a gacha game now. The fourth thing I would like to add into Genshin is giving us better rewards. Genshin is not free to play friendly anymore. It was for a little while at release, but now it's really bad. You get 2 primo gems for a common chest, 60 for a world quest, and without a skip button, you're going negative in time because you're just spamming your screen, spacebar, A, or circle button just to get 60 primo gems when maybe you could get 100 or 80 in the same amount of time that you are sitting there just add a skip button. Just add a skip button. Not to mention, we don't get any login rewards very often, if ever. I think the only time that we do is Lantern Rite. Now, I could be wrong. There could have been another time where we did, and I just wasn't playing the game, so correct me if I'm wrong here. But the end game doesn't reset enough for late game players to be able to get those rewards because they probably have most of the exploration done. The events that we get give us up to 400 to 500 Primo Gems, which is like 2 to 3 pulls for an hour of work. I don't think that's good. Not to mention, the hard pity is 90 and a 50-50 system on both the weapon banner and the character banner. A whole region can give you up to 3,000 or 7,000 Primo Gems, which is either 20 to 40 pulls. That isn't good. That is not good. For example, if you go to hard pity, which is 90 pulls, and you lose your 50-50, what now? Literally, what now? Just GG's? Like, hello? Like, what? It really does discourage your players because that's just really shitty in my opinion. And that's happened to me multiple times where I've grinded for characters for maybe a couple weeks before their banner, go to hard pity, lose the 50-50, and now I have to do it all over again, but I barely have any resources left. It's a whole thing. We need it. So I really think that we should increase the amount of in-game rewards, or you should give us more events for the late game players whose maps are all over 80% of the exploration. Maybe the Abyss resets every week rather than every 2. I think there's a lot of things that you can fine tune in order to get the rewards to a decent spot. I also just want to put a honorable mention right here before we get into the last thing that I would add. The weapon and the talent domains being days of the week. Why? Just why? I don't think I have to explain it. I don't think I have to explain how tedious it is, and I don't have to explain how grindy it is. I don't think I have to go into any more detail. If you play the game, you know. My 5th and final change that I would add to Genshin Impact, and strap in for this one, I want to change the Traveler. Okay, wait. Before you go typing in the comments my IP address, hear me out. I think our Traveler has been nice for way too long. Just think about it. If you went across the world that you were just thrown into looking for your sibling, and at every stop they were like, yo, fix us first. And then you do, and they're like, nah, I got no idea where they went. You would be pissed. I would be pissed. You would be pissed. That has happened to our Traveler way too many times. Mondstadt, I get it. It's the beginning of the game. Liyue, I also get it. Beginning of the game. In Azuma, we should have gotten something. We didn't really get a lot. Sumeru was great. No notes. Loved Nahida for that. Fontaine, again, like, what the fuck? And in Natlan, yes, we did learn some crucial things, but like, come on, we had to go to war 2 times just to learn like 3 things about our sibling. To me, it seems like our Traveler should be fuming right now. I want them to get angry, restless, and not be a people pleaser. Just the thought of a nation falling as the Traveler arrives and they ask them for help, and our Traveler goes, no, not until you find me info about my sibling. I think that adds that could be so good. That could be so good. I think it adds so much more stakes and gives us as the player more control of what our Traveler could say. In the Daneslith quests, we get a lot of lore, yes, but they always leave us with more questions than answers. And I know that's because it's a live service game and they have to do that, but that just means our Traveler should reflect on what's happened and the amount of time that has passed and show it. Learning our sibling is the main reason for a lot of the fucked up shit in the world you have been traveling in for 3 years should take a toll on you. Don't you think it would be so cool if we slowly were leaning towards the Abyss's side and we could see it happening? Like, through saving everyone else, we are being consumed by anger and only the player can see that. The thoughts that our Traveler could have, instead of being more helpful and happy, could be, I could see why my sibling did this. Maybe the Abyss wasn't wrong. Or just slowly giving up on people. I feel like that would be such an interesting turn. Now, I could go on and on about what they could do with our Traveler, but without doing all of the Archon quests, I can't say with 100% certainty that they haven't done this. So, you know, I need all my facts in order before I can make my statements. But having said that, from just playing Genshin for many, many years, and with each new Archon quest coming out, and our Traveler just willingly going into whatever world-ending thing is happening now, now and then coming out alive like, yep, I did that for 3 sentences about my sibling. You know, it feels bad. It feels bad. It really does. I really think that we need more character development with our traveler, especially during the Daneslith quests. There are multiple times where maybe our sibling will show up and we'll finally get to talk to them, and we are just stone-faced, and we're just sitting there like, hey, nice to see you again. Your whole what? And if you play as Ether, Zach is a great voice actor. Oh my god, just imagine the amount of emotion that he could give. Same with Sarah, who voices Lumine. Just imagine these two just like actually having an argument, a screaming match, some type of really heavy emotional talk about just, why did you do this? Why are you doing this? Because this place is bad. Tell me what, you know, like just sorry, I need to calm down. Oh my god. I really think that we need to let our traveler shine a little bit more in the story. I get that it's a gacha game and you want to show your new shiny characters because they're on the banner, so then people would spend money. I understand that, but you can also sell that new shiny character alongside with your traveler. I'm just going to reference the 3.1 Withering Wave story quest. With Imeth being our daughter, it immediately gives us a connection to her that we have never had in Withering Waves before. We have only experienced friendship, badass characters, and also waifu bait. That's all we've experienced. So when you throw in something like that, it connects you so much more because you've been playing as Rover this entire time. Same with the Traveler. You have been playing the Traveler since the beginning of the game. Give us something that we can connect with, and that character will become so much more special to that player because of that. And I know that Hoyo can do it. Look at Honkai Star Rail. Hello? That has like 50 hours worth of story that people are obsessed with because it's such a deep story, and it has a skip button. So I know Hoyo has good writers. I don't doubt it. I really think that they need to show Genshin some more love again. It is really showing its colors now, with other games being released from Hoyo, other games being released from other companies that are just smoother and better and give better rewards, better for free to play, you know. And for it to stay relevant a lot more than it is, I really think that they should change these few things. If you have any other things that you would want to add, or you want to expand on what I've talked about, leave it in the comments. Let me know. I want to know your guys' thoughts. If you're a new player, if you're an older player, if you come back here and there, and for all the support recently. There's so many more people here. Like, thank you so much for all the support recently. It really does mean the world, and I cannot believe that you guys are liking my content. Thank you so much. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me, and I will see you in the next one.